Hello, Functional Aging Institute friends. Welcome to the kickoff session this morning. And I'm Lindsay Vastola. I have the absolute pleasure of sort of serving as your host for this session alongside my colleague here, Krishea Holloway. And she has her team from Curves joining her. It's going to be a fantastic session. Quick intro on Krishea, which, we're only given, 1 or 2 minutes, if that, because there's a lot of good stuff that we want to make sure to make the most of. I'll do a little quick personal. I met Krishea briefly at a couple conferences. I think it was at the summit last year, very briefly. And then again in Dallas at a conference there. And what I found, I started to hear her story. She started her first franchise, Curves franchise, at 21 years old, quickly became one of the most successful, quickly growing franchises. She then went to corporate. She's worked really almost every position in that growing, really huge, I think it is an industry innovator for how many years now? 30 plus years or
27 plus.
27 plus years. So it's really exciting to see this comeback. And now she's come into the position. She is now the CEO of Curves North America, is passionately committed to the brand, the mission. It is so aligned with the Functional Aging Institute's mission of helping and how we train. She has some innovative things that she and her team have really kind of brought into Curves and the Curves brand and the Curves mission. So I'm excited to hear what she has to share today. Quickly, please, you're welcome. This session will be split up in 2 different sessions or sections. At first, Krishea will just give some background on Curves. She'll speak a bit. You're welcome to use the chat box if there's any questions or anything that you'd like. For this first part, you're welcome to keep your video on if you would like, if you're here live. And then the second section of her session will be her team, and they'll lead you through sharing the on-the-go workout platform that I'm excited to see as well. So, and we will be turning off cameras for that. So, Krishea, I'm going to turn it over to you. Thanks for being here. I'm excited.
Thanks, Lindsay. I appreciate the introduction. Always great to see you at conferences and reacquaint with you. So thank you so much, everybody. And as Lindsay said, my name is Krishea Holloway. I am the president and CEO of Curves North America and Oceania, and that encompasses the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. As Lindsay said, I've been with Curves since I was 21 years old, opening my first franchise location. And I'm very honored to be in the position of Curves president and CEO. And today I have my team with you, and they will be helping me, as Lindsay said, for the second part of the session. I have Macy Lee, who is the manager of science and programs for Curves. She will be taking our team, Mandy, Brandy, and Patty, through our Curves on the Go workout with you guys. And then I have Amanda Miriam, who is our vice president of Curves, and she will be assisting us with chats and all of the great things that we're bringing with you today. So let's go ahead and get started and see what our agenda is for today. I'm going to go through who is Curves, who is our consumer, where we're going in 2020 and beyond, our beta test opportunity, and who to contact if you're interested. Who are we? Well, over 25 years ago, Curves changed the world by giving women the perfect place to work out. At Curves, strong is so much more than building muscle. Curves provides women what they need to feel great and build a healthier future. Strong bodies, strong balance, and a strong community. Our mission at Curves is we are driven by a common passion, a commitment to empower women to improve their lives. This passion manifests itself in our caring support for our members and in our belief that we will deliver our program and products to the highest levels of excellence. We can change their lives. We do not operate alone in this mission. We are strong because we have built a community of people with common values and objectives. Finally, in all that we do, we operate with integrity. We live consistent with our values, and we do the right thing even when no one is watching. We are the innovators of women's fitness. Established in 1992, we have 27 years of experience in the fitness industry. We are the innovator of the express workout, working every major muscle group so that women experienced a full body workout in just 30 minutes. The Curves workout focused on the combination of strength training and cardio to work every major muscle group. While others only focused on cardio workouts for women, Curves educated women on the importance of strength training. And we appreciate our studies with Texas A&M for helping us do the research to prove that. The Curves franchise system quickly grew to the largest franchise from 1992 to 2009. This period of time was known as the Curves phenomenon. A Curves location opened every 15 minutes for 4 years, growing to over 70 countries. Curves is still one of the largest chains of fitness centers. Curves is unlike any other gym or fitness club. Designed specifically for women, Curves clubs provide a welcoming, inspiring, and empowering environment for fitness, weight loss, and healthy living. We have a strong focus on real women and real results. This includes non-scale victories. We want our women to live their best lives. Often imitated, but never duplicated, several hot fitness concepts today have been modeled after the Curves model. Who is our consumer? Our demographic is the 50+ women. That's why we're so excited to be part of the Functional Aging Institute. The fitness industry is saturated for the under 40 market. We have found a comfortable space with this demographic, providing not only results, but community. Looking to stay active and or lose weight, keep her balance, strength, and flexibility, joins for community, we have a unique niche with the mature woman. You can see some of the pictures on the last 2 slides. These are our real members in our clubs and on our social media pages. Why do we love our members? Is because we are passionate about women's health. Nobody else is servicing her like we can. She has time, she has money, and we are here to strengthen women. Why our members love Curves? Well, there are so many reasons why women love Curves. We offer a fun, fast, and convenient way to exercise and lose weight. Each Curves club is a non-judgmental and welcoming environment in which women of all shapes, sizes, ages, and abilities can work out and reach their health goals without feeling self-conscious in front of others. When a member joins Curves, they join the family. Our boutique clubs foster a community of like-minded members who support each other along their fitness and weight loss journeys. Plus, with a Curves coach at every workout to teach and motivate our members, they never feel alone as they progress through their journey. Our practical approach to women's health and fitness has allowed Curves to attract and retain memberships. The average member stays with Curves for 3 to 4 years, which is an excellent testimonial to our service and our products. Where we are going. In 1992, founders Gary and Diane Haven opened their first Curves in Harlingen, Texas. This new concept, a 30-minute fitness, strength training, and weight loss guidance, and an environment designed for women, was immediately successful. They began to develop plans for franchising the concept, with the first Curves franchise opening in 1995. Curves is specifically designed for and focused on women. The program was originally designed around the curve circuit, which utilizes hydraulic resistance equipment to achieve results. The strength training regimen is combined with cardiovascular training for a full body workout. In 2019, Curves launched My Curves on Demand, our at-home workout. My Curves on Demand brings the Curves workout that members love to their homes using resistant bands instead of hydraulic resistance. Although we are using resistant bands, we are still providing a total body workout. It's called My Curves because unlike the traditional Curves location, there's no coach. The accountability is up to the member. In 2020, we will launch Curves on the Go. Curves on the Go will take My Curves on Demand workout and will add the accountability of the coach. Curves on the Go instructors are certified personal trainers that will provide a total body workout, Curves workout using resistant training. Curves on the Go classes are just that, on the go. Classes will be led in a variety of locations in your local area: churches, school gyms, activity centers, and more. One great brand and 3 great ways to get strong. We have our in-club experience since 1992. My Curves on Demand, we started last year in 2019, and Curves on the Go is 2020, and we are looking for pilot testers. What is Curves on the Go? We have taken our traditional 30-minute full body workout and made it mobile. We will be demoing this workout today with my team. Instead, our hydraulic equipment Curves Mobile franchisees would lead functional fitness circuits using resistant band moves. These bands replicate the moves that we use on our Curves equipment. Our resistant band uses 15 pounds of resistance. Curves on the Go franchisees are provided a curriculum. Curves Mobile functional circuits will be led at an indoor location that coaches secure. As I said earlier, churches, school gyms, country clubs, activity centers, etc. We consider it the Uber of fitness for the 50-plus woman. Curves on the Go franchisees have an opportunity to own part of a globally recognized brand, but work a flexible schedule. Curves on the Go franchise offers franchisees the flexibility to build their business around their life and schedule. Curves on the Go franchisees have the opportunity to own a part of a globally recognized brand at a low cost of entry. And Curves on the Go equals revenue. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a pilot opportunity, and we think it's great for our Functional Aging Institute colleagues out there. You're looking for opportunity, Curves has it. Our business model overview, we know that our demographic, the 50-plus woman, is not the sought-after consumer when it comes to fitness. But as I mentioned earlier, at Curves, we love her, we empower her, we embrace her. We are in a unique position. We have a loyal following of Curve strong members in our foundation. We have a large population of potential members who need to be introduced to the Curves brand, which is our opportunity. Instructor-led functional fitness designed for women using resistant band training, providing excellent service to the members while they exercise in a comfortable environment will create member results. Creating guests and selling memberships will assure the business results. The revenue opportunities, the monthly dues pricing guidelines for monthly memberships start at $99 a month and can be as high as $125 monthly on an annual agreement determined by the local location. Other revenue may be generated through various approved upsells and product sales. The pricing guidelines on products will vary widely. You will also be able to upsell My Curves on Demand, our health and wellness classes, apparel, vitamins, and protein shakes. Is Curves right for you? We hope that you're feeling informed about the Curves opportunity. It's important that we find the right people to join the Curves family, represent our brand, and carry on our mission of strengthening women. Personality, drive, passion, and entrepreneurial spirit are key elements to operating a successful Curves business. In addition, we need to find people with a keen business sense and financial stability. If you can answer yes to the following questions, we encourage you to start the application process today. Are you looking to be your own boss? Dynamic, enthusiastic, and highly motivated? Filled with desire and the right personal qualities to help women reach their goals? Wanting to work with the company that is one of the world's leaders in women's fitness? Determined to succeed and totally commit to a new challenge? If you answered yes, then email buycurves.com to start your application today. I'd like to turn over the next portion of our session today, our workout demo, which is our Curves workout overview, reviewing the resistant band moves, and let's get moving, to Macy Lee, our Manager of Science and Programs.
Thank you, Krishea. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for being here today. So I just want to give you a bit of an overview of our workout, and then we're going to demo some moves and then get up and get moving. So let's start with the 30-minute total body workout. How do we accomplish a complete total body workout with strength training and cardio in just 30 minutes? Our workout is designed to perform strength training and cardiovascular exercises simultaneously, while allowing us to accomplish a traditional 90-minute strength training workout and cardio workout in only 30 minutes. In a traditional gym, you would perform, probably 30 minutes of cardio and then go over and do a 60-minute strength training session. With the use of our resistance bands for the Curves on the Go, or in our clubs for the hydraulic resistance, we can do that. We can combine the two into just 30 minutes. Combining strength training and cardio exercise is proven to improve cardio efficiency, increase muscle strength and endurance, improve flexibility, and improve body composition. As Krishea mentioned earlier, to ensure that we are offering the best possible programs to our members, we have partnered with Dr. Richard Kreider and Texas A&M University. For the past 17 years, Dr. Kreider's been studying the Curves workout, and together they have published several studies on the biomechanical analysis, of the Curves workout, energy expenditure analysis of the Curves workout, as well as studies on metabolism and weight loss. Curves is the most extensively studied and scientifically validated exercise and weight loss program in the world. Curves and Curves on the Go members will complete all 5 components of the workout every 30 minutes. Each component is critical to receive a total body 30-minute workout. Skipping any of the components would reduce the benefits and would reduce the results. So as we know, a 30-minute complete workout consists of a warm-up, so that we do this in the first 6 moves of our workout. Strength training, of course, promotes lean muscle development and helps increase metabolism. Cardiovascular training, which strengthens the heart and burns calories. A cool down, which allows the body to return to pre-workout levels and prepares the body for stretching. And then, of course, stretching, which helps lengthen muscles, protect joints, improve flexibility, and prevent injury. So let's learn about that first component, the warm-up. As I mentioned, the warm-up is the first component of the workout, and it really prepares the body for exercise, but it also prepares the mind for exercise. The warm-up typically takes about 3 to 5 minutes. So for our workout today, it will be the first 6 moves that we do in this workout. Again, we're going to gradually increase the heart rate, increase the core temperature of our muscles and connective tissue, increase blood flow and nutrients that are flowing to the extremities, and prepare us psychologically for the exercise, which is so important. This also really helps prevent injury as we get that body warmed up. Our next component is strength training. Strength training in our workout has been a long considered missing link in women's fitness for permanent results. We move into the strength training component after the muscles have been adequately warmed up. The goal of strength training is to overload the muscles. So today our members, our ladies will be using a 15-pound resistance band. And I'll be giving some cues on how you can adjust that resistance band to increase or decrease the resistance as needed. Curves on the go resistance bands are used for muscle overload during the curves on the go workout. The member can, as I mentioned, can decrease or increase the resistance by increasing or decreasing the amount of slack. And I will also, again, be pointing out some modifications for that throughout the workout. Once a member has set the resistance that is right for them, they should move as quickly as they can while maintaining proper form. This will help sustain the cardiovascular component of the workout while they're overloading those muscles. There are many ways to overload muscles. You all know about these: free weights, barbells, resistance band, hydraulic resistance, and even functional body weight exercises. Curves on the Go uses resistance bands because it's safe and effective for all fitness levels, as members are in control of the amount of resistance created through their efforts. Our resistance band is rated for a 15-pound resistance, and some other benefits of our resistance band include a protective sleeve that will protect members from the naked tubing that could rub on their skin. It will also protect them should the band ever break. It won't come back and fly up at them. The next component is metabolic conditioning. Between each resistant band movement, there will be a metabolic conditioning movement used as muscle recovery and to help sustain heart rate. These moves are specifically designed moves, and they use every muscle in the body, but they're really designed for that muscle recovery. Reason why muscle recovery is so important is because we know that muscles need approximately 90 seconds between a strength training move to recover, and it really helps the muscle, build lean muscle a little bit stronger. In today, we will be demonstrating, well, with the curves on the go, I should say, we do have 4 different class types. We will be demonstrating all 4 of the class types. Our body basics class is a lower to mid intensity class used. We use functional fitness movements in between the band moves. Next, we'll move to our boxing class that will incorporate some traditional boxing and kickboxing movements. Our cardio class will be next, and we use higher intensity cardio movements to really increase your heart rate. And then lastly, we'll move to the balance class. These moves are lower intensity that will really require core strength and proprioception to sustain the movement. Then we'll move to our cool down, the 4th component of our workout. The cool down should last, again, 3 to 5 minutes. It'll be the last 6 moves that we do today. Cooling down allows the body to prepare for stretching. It helps return the heart rate and blood pressure and breathing to normal levels. It helps to prevent injury, and most importantly, it helps decrease blood pooling so that they can prepare to go into stretching effectively, which is our 5th component. It's really important that we teach members the benefits of stretching and guide them through this process. The benefits of stretching include protecting joint integrity, helps reduce soreness. It also helps improve flexibility. We use static stretching at the end of our workouts. The member will hold the stretch for a minimum of 15 seconds. This allows time for the sensory organs within the muscle to sense the stretch during the first 7 seconds, allowing the body to relax and then stretch even further for the final 8 seconds so that they can achieve maximum benefit. You may wonder why we don't stretch before a workout. We avoid stretching cold muscles because as we stretch cold muscles, we're more prone to injury. So we really do want to avoid that. Also, static stretching before a workout can reduce the muscle output during a workout, so it can actually decrease the effectiveness of the strength training. So instead, we go through some dynamic stretching in our warm-up, easing into the movements that we perform during the workout. A couple tips for stretching. Again, we're going to hold each stretch for 7 seconds with no bouncing, and then extend the stretch for another 7 to 8 seconds. It's important to continue to take deep breaths as you stretch so that you continue to supply oxygen and nutrients to your muscles as you're stretching. And we're going to stretch at the end of the workout when our muscles are warm, joints are lubricated, and they're more willing to accept the stretch. During the curves workout, members are cued to change stations every 30 seconds. The change stations intervals are purposely designed to take 30 seconds because that's about how long it takes for a muscle group to fatigue when it's worked at its highest capacity. Muscle obtains maximum benefit when you overload a muscle group and then rest for a full 90 seconds. Our Curves on the Go workout is set up to alternate between an upper body strength training move, a middle body strength training move, and then a lower body strength training move with metabolic conditioning breaks in between. So this typical cycle of 90 seconds will start with an upper body movement, we'll do a metabolic conditioning movement, move to a lower body movement, metabolic conditioning movement. And there you've completed the full round. Every 30 seconds in between, you will hear a change stations now cue. Before we jump in, into the workout, I would like to review a few of the movements. So if you have a resistance band, feel free to grab that and do it along with us. We do have 3 awesome ladies with us today that are going to be demonstrating with us. This is Patty. Patty is going to be demonstrating our lower intensity modified movements. We also have Mandy with us today. Mandy will be demonstrating our higher intensity movements. And then we have Brandy as well, and Brandy will be demonstrating our moderate intensity movements. So our first move that we're going to demonstrate today is the leg curl. To do this movement, you want to create a loop in the band by threading the band through a handle and then place that loop securely on the middle of your foot. You're going to pull the band handle up over your shoulder, and you can adjust the resistance by how tight you pull. You want to lift your opposite arm off to the side to assist with balance, and then you're going to lift your heel up towards your bum, and then using intentional movements, really drive that foot back down to engage your quadriceps. Thanks, ladies. Our next move is going to be the tricep extension. So for this move, you're going to start with your feet hip distance apart and step on the band with one foot, then step the other foot through into a lunge. You're going to bring your arms up overhead and then lower your hands behind your head. Keeping your elbows in close to your ears, you're going to then extend straight up and then pull straight back down. This move can be pretty tricky, so if you do need to modify it, we can show Patty is doing a modification where she has the band looped around one foot and is using one arm at a time, so she's decreased the amount of resistance. The next move we'll demo is the shoulder press. For this move, you're going to stand on the band with both feet, handles in each hand. You're going to bring those handles up to shoulder height with your palms facing each other, and then you're going to press straight up overhead and then pull back down to shoulder height, keeping your elbows in line with your wrists and shoulders. Again, this is another move that can be pretty tricky, so if you need to modify, Patty is doing the same version, but she's doing it from a chair, seating nice and tall in a chair, pressing up, pulling back down. The final move that we'll demo before we jump into our workout is the reverse fly. So for this move, again, you're going to begin by standing on the band with both feet. You're going to do a slight bend in the knee and hinge forward, and then cross the handles so that the left handle's in the right hand, right handle's in the left. With your elbows bent by your sides, you're just going to lift your elbows up to shoulder height, really focusing on squeezing those rhomboids as you pull up. Patty, again, is giving us a great variation where she has grabbed the band in front of her about shoulder distance apart and is pulling the bands apart at chest height, again, focusing on those rhomboids. Thanks, ladies. A few other things to note about our workout before we jump in and do a workout today is that every 8 minutes, we're going to have our members perform a 10-second heart rate check. This allows the coach to make sure that everyone in the group is working at an appropriate heart rate zone. Most of our members should be working up between 60 and 80% for their age. We'll be taking our heart rate today throughout the workout, so I want you to take a moment to locate your age across the top and then go down to the 60 to 80%. For most of us, I believe that would be, we should be between 16 and 24, but you need to check to make sure you know what's right for you. I also mentioned earlier, every 30 seconds, you will hear a change stations now prompt. This is our cue to move from one exercise to the other. We're going to alternate between strength training movements as well as resistant band movements. Strength training movements with the resistance band as well as cardio and functional movements. Great, so we have a quick few reminders for you. I see most of you have already turned your cameras off. Thank you so much. This really allows us to spotlight the coaches so that you can follow along. It will be beneficial for you to see all three coaches. You can use the gallery mode in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And if you're having trouble with the audio, you can change your audio in the bottom left corner. Our workout demo will feature movements from all 4 class types I mentioned before: body basics, boxing, cardio, and balance. And then we're going to end with a few minutes of stretching. So if you're ready to get started, grab your resistance band, and I'm going to get our music going here in just a moment. Can you guys hear it? All right. So we're going to start today's workout off with some body basics movements. These are lower to mid intensity movements. As a reminder, the first 6 movements are used for our warm up. So I really want you to move at your pace. And in just a moment, we're going to get started. We're going to hear that first change stations cue. Our first movement is a simple walk in place, as you see the ladies doing. We're just going to keep stepping in place. We're beginning our warm up here, so our goal is to gradually increase our heart rate. For this movement, you want to just swing those arms, get those knees up as high as you can. But again, you want to move at your pace. This is a warm up. If at any point in time a move becomes too difficult, you can always come back to this too, as long as you don't stop moving.
Change stations now.
Our first resistance move is going to be the lat pull down. So you want to start with your feet hip distance apart and grab the band so that you're at shoulder distance apart with that band. Bring it up overhead and then pull down to shoulder height. There you go. Again, you're really focusing on using those deltoids, latissimus dorsi, and trapezius to hold those shoulder blades down and back as you do this movement. Great job, ladies.
Change stations
Our
now.
next movement, we're in warm-up, so we're going to do a wide step with overhead reach. So we're going to step on the right, reach up left, step left, reach up right, and then reach down. Reach up for 2, reach down for 2. This is some of our dynamic stretching just to get the blood flowing as we get some steps going. Added challenge, really try to move to the beat of the music. Start increasing that heart rate just a little bit.
Change stations now.
Our next move is the shoulder press. You're going to stand on the band with feet hip distance apart. Bring your hands up to shoulder height with your palms facing each other, and then press straight up and pull down. Really important that you keep those elbows in alignment with your shoulders. So Patty, go ahead and bring those elbows in just a touch. Really reach up, pull down, stop at your shoulders. Fantastic. Don't let those hands go down too low. You're looking great. Great job, Mandy, Brandy.
Change stations
All right, we're increasing that warm-up. So now we're going to do a jog jumping jack. We're going to jog in place for 4 steps and then do 2 jumping jacks. Again, we're just really looking to increase that core temperature of the body, get our body ready for a full workout. If you need to modify, you can simply remove the jumping jack and just do that step in place. Awesome, ladies. Don't stop. We're almost there.
Now.
All right, this is our last warm-up move. So we're going to do a bicep curl. We're going to step on the band, feet hip distance apart, palms facing forward. Really focus on using your biceps as you contract and pull that band up and down. Want to make sure that we're not just moving our arms, but we're moving with intention. And again, if you need to adjust the resistance, increase or decrease the slack of the band between your feet to increase or decrease that resistance.
Change stations now.
All right, now we're going to move to a lunge with static row. So you're going to do a forward lunge. You're going to place your hands on either side of your knee of that lunge and then focus on squeezing your rhomboids as you pull your shoulder blades back together. There you go. All right, Patty, go ahead and drop your hands down just a little bit lower. Really squeeze those rhomboids. Looking awesome. Great job, Brandy.
Change stations now.
Now we're going to move to the tricep extension. So you're going to step on the band with one foot, step the other foot forward into a lunge, bring the band up and overhead, keep the elbows in close to your ears and extend up. Really important that we engage the core to support the spine as we move through this movement. And again, if you need to modify, you can do what Patty's doing, create one loop, do one arm at a time. The next time we come back to this movement, we'll do the other arm.
Change stations now.
Now we're gonna go to a Cyclone Lunge. So you're gonna start in a wide stance, feet wider than hip width apart, toes pointed out. I want you to turn 180 degrees, one direction, lower into a lunge. Come up, turn 180 degrees, lower into that lunge. Make sure that your knee does not go past your toes as you lower into that lunge. And it's really important that you're actually rotating your feet as you go into this so that you don't put any twisting on the knees or hips. Mandy, great job there. Looking
Change
awesome.
stations now.
Our next move is the oblique crunch and quarter squat. So you're going to step on the band, feet a little wider than hip distance apart. You're going to sink into a quarter squat as you bring your hands up to shoulder height. And then using your obliques, crunch to one side and then the other. The idea with this, with the squat, is that we're isolating the hips so that we are really contracting from the obliques, using our core to make the movement happen.
Change stations
All
now.
right, our next move is plie in first position, kind of a bar-inspired move. We're gonna stand with our heels together, toes turned out. You're gonna bend your knees and lower into a mini plie. There you go, Brandy. Bring your heels together for me just a little bit closer. Fantastic. Go as low as you can, keeping those heels down. Really work on squeezing your glutes, your hamstrings, your adductors as you go through this movement.
Change
Great.
stations now.
Now we're going to move to a dip shrug movement. So again, we're going to stand on the band, feet hip distance apart, soft bend in the knees. We're going to cross the handles so that left handle's in the right hand, right handle's in the left. Pull your shoulder blades back and down as you lift this band up to chest height and then push down. Good. Stopping when the band's at chest height every time. Those shoulders are out. Fantastic. Looking great.
Change stations now.
Now we're going to do a standing side crunch. So we're going to shift our weight onto one foot and bring our hands up to our ears with our elbows out wide. We're going to use our obliques to crunch an elbow to one knee. Focus on staying on one side for 15 seconds and then we'll change it up. Again, if you need to modify, you simply just decrease your range of motion on how high you're lifting your knee and crunching over. The concept is that we're really focusing on those obliques. Let's change sides, ladies. Excellent.
Change stations now.
Now we're going to do a reverse fly. So we're going to step on the band with our feet hip distance apart. Cross, soft bend in the knees, hinge forward, cross those handles again, elbows starting close to our body. We're going to lift the elbows off to the sides. So we're just focusing on squeezing those rhomboids as we lift our elbows up and then pulling back down. Good. So Brandy, keep your elbows bent as you lift up and then come straight back down. Don't straighten your arms. Keep them bent the whole time.
Change stations now.
Now we're going to move into our boxing section. So this is a higher intensity class that's going to feature traditional boxing and kickboxing movements. Our first move is a front kick with rear knee thrust. So we're going to kick that right foot forward, rear thrust our left knee, throw our hands as we throw that kick to add some intensity. Again, it's always important that we do both sides of the body. So now we're going to switch it up and do the other side. Kick the left foot, rear thrust the right. There you go.
Now move away from your station and find
Here's
your heart
that
rate.
first heart rate check we talked about before. So go ahead and
Get
find
ready
your
for a
heart rate
10-second
either on your
count.
wrist or
Ready?
your carotid artery.
3, 2, 1, count. Stop. Move to the next
I hope you're all
station and
moving
resume
into the correct
exercising.
zone. We're going to move into the squat movement here. So we're going to stand with our feet hip distance apart on that band. Bring the handles up to shoulder height. We're going to use slow controlled motions to lower into a squat. S, L, O, W, then power up. Really important as we power up that we keep our feet flat on the floor and that we're not shrugging our shoulders, but we really are focusing on contracting our glutes and hamstrings to make that power up happen. Fantastic.
Change stations now.
Our next move is a sumo squat side kick. So you're going to start in a wide stance, feet wider than hip distance apart. You're going to sink into a squat and then kick one leg out. You're going to alternate sides and throw a punch as you kick to add a little intensity. To modify, you can kick lower at knee height or at ankle height. Those kicks are looking fierce, ladies.
Change stations now.
Our next move is the chest press. So you're going to step on that band with one foot and step forward into a lunge. Bring your hands up to chest height and then push out, pull back. As you can see, Patty here is doing a modified version. So instead of stepping on the band, she's wrapped it around her back. It's keeping the same form with elbows out, hands at chest height. Push out, pull back. This one's tricky because the band's going to want to pull you down.
Now.
We're going to move into some punches. So we're going to do a jab, cross, hook with the right side. So get into a boxer stance with that right foot forward, jab right, cross left, hook with the right. Looking great.
Change stations
All right, now it's always important that we do everything on the right as the left. So we're going to repeat the sequence on the left. Some of you may find this a little bit more challenging. You may have to say it out loud. Jab, cross, and then the hook. Jab, cross, and then the hook. Everyone will have a dominant and non-dominant side. It's really important that we train both sides of the brain to work equally. It helps create body symmetry as well as new neurons in the brain as we work both the right and left.
Change stations now.
Our next move will be the leg curl. So again, we're going to create that loop in the handle by threading one hand through the other. Then we're going to put that loop securely on our foot, bring the band up and over our shoulder. And then we want to lift our heel up toward our bum, contract the quads, and bring the toe back down. If you need to increase the resistance, simply pull tighter on that band over your shoulder. If you need to decrease the resistance, let a little slack in there. You want your other hand off to the side or on your hip to assist with balance.
Stations now.
Right now, we're going to do the other leg. As I mentioned before, it's always important to have body symmetry. If we do right, we've got to do left. If we do front, we've got to work the back too. And when we're doing balance moves, for some, it is easier to find balance on one side versus the other. You guys are doing great, though. Almost there, great. Now we're gonna do the cross punch and sumo squat. So you're gonna go into a wide stance and you wanna sink as low as you can into that sumo squat. Really isolate those hips as we throw cross punches because now we're gonna work our obliques and our core as we punch from right to left. Really try to hold those hips steady. Great. Punch with force like you're hitting a target. It's Friday, we're working out the week's frustrations.
Change stations.
Fantastic. We're going to go back to that lat pull down. This was the first move we did together. So again, clasp that band with your hands about shoulder distance apart, and then you're going to pull it down to the sides. And as you can see, Brandy's doing a modified version. If you think this move was a little easy, double up that band. It's going to increase your resistance as you do this one. Really feel that. Keep your elbows straight as you pull down. Fantastic.
Change stations.
Now we're going to move to a football run with punch. So you're just going to begin to jog as fast as you can, barely lifting your heels off the floor. And then every 4 steps, you're going to throw a jab punch straight ahead. So run, 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 punch. Run, 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 punch. If you need to modify, slow the pace down. But I want you to get as most out of this as you can today. So run, 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 punch. Doing great.
Change stations.
Our next move is the shoulder press. We're going to stand on the band with our feet hip distance apart. Grab those handles, bring them up to shoulder height. You're going to push straight up, pull back down, stopping at your shoulders. Again, really important that you keep those elbows in alignment with your wrists and your shoulders. As they flare out, we decrease the effectiveness on the deltoids. If you need to modify, you can simply take this movement to a chair as Patty's doing. Keep those elbows in, ladies. I know you're getting tired, but don't let those arms flare out. All right, our last boxing move. This is going to be the forward lunge with jab. So you're simply going to step forward into a lunge, jab with the opposite arm. Step back, repeat on the other side. We've got a lot going on here. We're working some lower body movements. I want you, when you punch with intention. You're really hitting that target every time. Great.
stations now.
Now we're going to go into that bicep curl again. Step on the band, feet hip distance apart. If it was a little easy for you last time, increase the slack of the band between your feet. So there's more band between your feet as you do this bicep curl. You're going to start with your palms down in front of you, Patty, and then you're just going to lift up to your shoulders like you're doing that bicep curl. Focus on those arms. There you go. Really squeeze those biceps as you lift up and push down. Fantastic.
Change stations now.
All right, now we're going to move into our cardio. So these movements are going to be higher intensity, and this is designed to get your heart rate up. So we're going to do some lateral lunges. Go into a wide stance. We're going to shift our weight over to our right leg, bend that right knee. Make sure the knee stays right in alignment with the ankle. Push those hips back as you sink down, and we're just going to rotate back and forth, nice and quick. Working those abductors and adductors.
Change stations now.
We're going to go to the tricep extension. So again, step on the band with one foot forward into a lunge and bring the arms up overhead. If you did this before with the modify with one arm, make sure you do the other arm this time. Really important that you keep those elbows pulled in as close to your ears as you can to really isolate those triceps. Tricep extension, Patty. Go ahead and put that foot down. We're going to work the arms. Tricep extension. Almost there. Great job.
And find your heart rate.
We're going to check that heart rate again. It should be higher this time.
Get ready for a 10-second count. Ready? 3, 2, 1, count. Stop.
Ladies, quick thumbs up. We're good with our heart rates?
Exercising.
Awesome. We're going to go into some wide squat jumps. So I want you, again, wide squat stance, sink low into that squat, and then jump up. Jump as high as you can. Fantastic. If you need to modify, simply remove the jump. Just do a deep, wide squat. Right now, as we power into those jumps, we're working the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes. Lots of great lower body things going on.
Change stations now.
Now we're going to do the oblique crunch and quarter squat. So step on that band, feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Bring the handles up to shoulder height. Sink into that squat just a little bit, and then crunch using our obliques. The whole purpose of the squat is to help isolate the hips so that we really are working the core as we do this. Fantastic. Patty, go ahead and sink down just a tiny bit more for me. Looking great, Bandy. It's fantastic.
Change stations
now. We're going to move into some twisting moguls. So we're going to stand with our feet together. We're going to put a slight bend in our knee, hold our arms up to our chest, and then we're going to twist and jump our hips 180 degrees either side. If you need to modify, take the jump out. Step 180 degrees, step 180 the other way. Keep the chest facing forward so that we're really, again, working on that core as we go through these movements. But if you can, let's do that jump. Now we're going to do a dip shrug. So again, step on the band, feet hip distance apart, cross the handles. So the left handle's in the right handle's in the left. Pull up to your chest with your elbows out and push down. Really important to keep your shoulders pulled back and down so that we retract the trapezius, and we really focus on working the latissimus dorsi with this movement. Fantastic. We're going to increase the cardio with this one. We're going to go high knees. So we're going to stand with our hands, with our elbows bent close to our sides, hands straight out, and we're going to jog, driving those knees up to our hands. You do your pace. So if you need to modify it, you can slow it down. But the idea is get those knees up as high as you can, as quick as you can. Don't let your hands drop down to your knees. Really want to keep those hands nice and steady. Get a full motion with those legs.
Change stations now.
We're going to go back to the reverse fly. So again, step on the band, feet hip distance apart, cross the handles, a slight bend in the knee and hinge forward at the hips. If you need to modify this one, Patty's got the band in front of her. She's just going to pull the band straight out across our sides. If you're doing the full version, you're going to keep your elbows bent and then just lift your elbows off to the sides. So don't straighten your arms. It's just about lifting those elbows up to shoulder height and pushing them back down.
Change stations now.
All right, time for another great cardio move. We're gonna do some butt kicks. This time we're gonna jog, but I want those heels to come up towards your bum as quickly as you can. Really drive it and sprint it. If you need to modify, you can lower the pace, but those heels are coming up as high as they can with every step. Almost there, ladies. I know you're getting tired. Keep going. Don't let it stop.
Change stations
All right, now we're going to move into the squat. So again, step on that band, feet hip distance apart, and bring those handles up to shoulder height. You're going to lower into the squat nice and slow. S-L-O-W. Then power up into a standing position. Lower down slow. Power up. Great. As you power up, you got to keep your feet flat on the floor. You don't want to rock up onto those toes. Keep your shoulders pulled back and down. This is really working those glutes, those hamstrings, the quads. Focus on those muscles.
Now.
All right, now we're going to move into our balance. So these are going to be lower intensity movements focused on increasing balance and muscle endurance. So we're going to start with Warrior 2 right side. Go ahead and step that right foot forward. Right foot's facing forward, left foot's turned out. Our hands are up off at shoulder height with our feet directly under our wrists. Take a few moments to just start breathing, start bringing the heart rate back down a little bit as we hold this movement.
Change stations
Now
now.
we're going to change it up and go left side. One side may be more flexible. You may find it a little easier to find stability on one side versus the other, and that's okay. It's absolutely okay. We're here to just increase our strength with both sides of our body. Take a deep breath, and I want you to try to sink and bring that front leg a little closer to parallel as you go down. That looks fantastic, Mandy.
Change stations now.
Now we're going to do that chest press again. So step on the band with one foot, step the other foot forward into a lunge. Bring the hands up to chest height. Elbows are out to the sides. You're going to push straight out and pull back. Don't let that band drop and bring those hands down. Really resist it by contracting your pecs. If you need to modify this one, you wrap the band around the middle of your back, right under your arms. Elbows are going to stay out, and you're going to do the same driving force forward.
Change stations now.
Now we're going to move to mountain pose. This is a great yoga movement. Feet are going to be hip distance apart. We're just going to reach our arms up overhead, looking up toward the ceiling at a slight arch in the back. We're going to create some space between our ribs and our hips as we focus on our breath. Fantastic. Continue to look up. Almost there. Sink those hips down as you lift the rib cage just a little bit more.
Stations now.
And now we're going to go to the lat pull down. This is the beginning phase of our cool down for the workout. So we're going to start moving with a little slower pace. Start bringing that heart rate back down. You still want to use full range of motion. Awesome. Again, if you want to increase the intensity, you double the band. If you want to decrease the intensity, you're going to grab the band shoulder distance apart with just a single strip of the band.
Change stations now.
Now we're going to do a single leg runner. We're really going to work on doing some balance movements here. So find your balance on one leg. The other leg, you're going to run in a moving direction. And then after 15 seconds, we're going to modify this. We're going to switch legs. If you need to modify, you can tap your toe. Go ahead and switch legs, ladies. So find your balance, and you're just going to do a running motion, one leg. Fantastic. You can see Patty's doing the modified by tapping the toe. Now we're going to go into that leg curl again. We want to work those quads and hamstrings. So create the loop, put it over the middle of your foot, and then bring that band up and over the shoulder. Awesome. Drive that toe down and lift the heel up toward the bum, and then really contract the quads, drive that toe down. Great. Almost there. And
now
then we're going to switch
from your station and find your heart
rate. We're going to do a quick heart rate check, and then we'll come back and do the other leg. So let's see where our heart rate's at this time.
10-second count. Ready? 3, 2, 1, count. Stop. Move to the
All right,
next
thumbs up.
station
We're still
and
good.
resume exercising.
Let's do the other leg. Again, always want to work both sides of the body equally. We work the right, we want to work the left. If you need to increase the resistance on this one, pull that band tighter. If it's too much, just decrease how hard you're pulling on that band. You're working on your proprioception by finding your balance while you're working on your quads and hamstrings with this move.
Change stations
Now we're going to move into a Tai Chi movement called wash yourself. So you're going to stand with your feet hip distance apart. You're going to bring your arms off to your sides at shoulder height, all the way up overhead, and then palms face forward as you bring them down to the front. Again, we're in cool down movement, so use this time to inhale on the way up, exhale on the way down. Start really focusing on getting yourself ready to move into stretching. Doing great.
Change stations
We have
now.
one last strength training move. We're going to do the shoulder press one more time. So we're going to step on that band, feet hip distance apart. Bring the handles up to shoulder height. Press up, pull back. Again, keep those elbows in close to the body so that they stay in alignment with your wrists and shoulders. This is our last move before we move into our stretching. Patty's got that great version of the modified using the chair. It's still just as challenging. Keep those elbows in, Patty.
Now.
All right, we're going to move into our final component of our workout. That fifth one is stretching. So we're going to step forward into a forward lunge. Make sure that that front knee stays in alignment with your ankle. Push the back heel down into the ground. And we're going to give the hips a slight push forward to really stretch out those hip flexors as well. And let's go ahead and switch sides.
Change stations now.
We're going to hold these for, again, about 15 seconds each. Remember, about 7 seconds in, you really want to try to deepen the stretch just a little bit more. Great. Now let's move to a hamstring stretch. So bring your hips back, bend that back knee, front leg stay straight. Your hands can stay either on your hips or on the bent knee, just on the thigh of the bent knee. Really focus on driving those hips back to elongate that hamstring of the straight leg. Switch
Change
legs for me.
now.
Fantastic. With all of these stretches right now, we are keeping the head above the heart because our heart rate is still elevated. We're using this time to continuously cool down, so we don't want our heads dropping down just yet. Now we're going to move to a quad stretch. So I want you, this is going to be a challenge. You're going to find your balance. You're going to either reach one hand out to the side or put it on your hip. You're going to grab your ankle or your foot. Make sure that your knee stays directly underneath your hip. Mandy, fantastic job there. If you need assistance with balance, use that chair that's near you. Use a countertop or a table. Go ahead and switch legs. Good. The biggest principle here is that your knee stays under your hip so that your hips stay in alignment. You keep a nice neutral spine as you do this stretch.
Change stations now.
Now we're going to do a side upper back stretch. So standing with feet hip distance apart, reach one hand up and high five the ceiling. Give a slight little bend to the side. Really focusing on stretching out the latissimus dorsi, the obliques, the quadris lumborum as we do this stretch. And let's go other side. Great.
Change stations now.
While most people know that stretching increases flexibility, it also prolongs fat burning. So with this next one, we're going to do a chest stretch. Stand with your feet hip distance apart, reach out for the walls, pull those shoulder blades together, open up the pectoral muscles. It's like you want to grab each wall in your hands. Now we're going to move to a tricep stretch. So just take one hand up, bring it back and tap your shoulder. Take the other hand, apply gentle pressure to that elbow to increase the stretch. Take a nice deep breath as you exhale. Let that stretch just deepen just a little bit more. Great, let's switch sides with that one. Let's go to the other arm. Again, take a nice deep breath. As you exhale, let that stretch just deepen just a little bit more.
Change stations now.
Great. We're going to do an upper body stretch. So we want to clasp our hands in front of us, bring them up overhead, and kind of bring our arms up towards the ceiling. There you go. Again, we're going to create space between our rib cage and our hips. So let the hips sink down a little bit, but don't let the ribs follow them. Also important that you keep the shoulders pulled down as you hold this stretch. You don't want to shrug. You really want to create that space.
Change stations.
And we have
now.
one more stretch for you. It's always important to stretch out those pecs again. So we're going to clasp our hands behind us and then pull back. If you can't clasp your hands behind you, that's okay. Just reach back behind you as far as you can. Take one more deep breath. And as you exhale, I'm going to say thank you so much for doing this workout with us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. I hope everyone got a great example of what a curves on the go workout is. Thank you, Macy, Patty, Mandy, and Brandy. Thank you so much for taking time to do that with us today.
That was a ton of fun. Krishea and team from Curves, thank you so much. Thanks to those of you who joined us live, who are watching the replay. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Make sure to visit Curves in the vendor area, the virtual vendor area, and I'm sure they'll be there to answer. I think this is a great opportunity for the Functional Aging Institute colleagues here. So thank you again, everybody, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you. Come see us at the virtual expo. Thanks, Lindsay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.